Magic cards and do that again. That was so much. Me, just and Kyle spent an absurd amount of money because, like, at the end of the day, like we've all, like, y'all have similar personalities to even be in something like this, and it's like, what are you guys going to do? Well, I want to order a lot of food to get really high, and then let's hit up that Barnes & Noble again and wipe them out of their core 2012 packs or whatever. We just go and drop so much money to make a new
It was
deck.
a lot of fun. Like we just kept going back to Walmart and just being like, you pick up one pack and you were kind of explaining to me how it worked. It's like, yeah, you have this. Each pack has like 3 like good cards and like one rare card. And I'm just like, oh, I guess I better get 10.
I was so used to like being with like from years ago with friends being like, hey, Magic is so much fun. Just buy a couple packs. I'll even provide you the rest of the cards. And that way you'll have your own cards to take home if you're interested. And I was prepared in my head for Kyle to be like, this is just too much, man. And Kyle's just like, well, then I don't want 3 packs. And you grabbed a booster box of like 30 and you spent like $140.
Yeah.
And then we had what is one of the most fun things other than playing. It's as fun as playing, actually, sitting there high as opening packs and looking at the pictures. And yeah, it was
really fun.
So much
I'd
fun.
never seen a Magic card before. So like cracking open an entire booster box was really fun. And we played like hours and hours and hours of in-person Magic. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah, we should definitely do it.
And when I got home, I was just like buying dice and buying those like mats that you play on. And like I went on eBay and bought somebody's entire collection of Magic the Gathering cards.
I remember you sent me the link and you're like, worthwhile or no? It was like, yeah, you were pricing it as though they were stolen. And so you may as well have bought them. It was an absurd amount.
I don't think a lot of them made it.
Do you think
I don't know.
Oh, go on.
I don't think a lot of them made it through the move. I don't really remember. I think I gave a bunch of them to Kitty because she still plays. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe some were maybe like stored somewhere at my dad's house. I don't even. But I had thousands and thousands of Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, and just as important as, maybe more important than your willingness to smoke the weed, Woody, are you willing to buy some Magic cards and play Magic with us?
Actually a
Come on
harder
now,
sell
don't
than
leave us
the
hanging.
I'll try. I don't understand it at all. Like, all right,
You pick it up.
I'm going to tap this
had
card.
Woody
I'm going to turn this other one 90 degrees, and I'm like, they're all the same cards. You haven't
So when you're tapping those cards, like when you're turning your like color cards, that's like in a game when you like use a magic spell or something, and it uses X amount of your like mana, your magic energy. That's just you doing that to represent that you have less of it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just you using magic.
Yeah, that card is spent for the turn. Like you would pick it up so fast. Like Kyle had never even seen a card. I had him like devising strategies like 2-3 games in on his own. Like if you like strategy games, which you do, like you'll
remember Taylor was our representative at PAX East, and he played this girl, and Onslaught was way into it. Like you were like defending COD YouTube's honor, and you beat her once, and then did she beat you once or twice?
We only played 2 games. We went 1-1. You
split.
She and I. Yeah. That was fun. I remember Onslaught. Everybody else was like, let's go to the COD thing, and Onslaught with his like I haven't heard Onslaught's voice in 8 years, and I still remember how like nice and gentle and comforting. He's like, oh man, what? No, you guys go ahead. Bash, go ahead. I'm gonna watch. So what are you doing? He's like asking, what are you doing here? Oh, okay. Oh, but you can't tell me why you're doing that because okay. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, Magic is great. You'll really enjoy it. It's just as much fun with the people you're playing with, like bantering and talking shit.
Like I'll enjoy everything if I'm high.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's teach you to play before you get high.
That was the best part. It was like I got so high and then learned to play. Like I don't know if I would have learned faster or not high. Of course, with the time dilation, it's really hard to calculate.
Yeah. It really is. You're like, how long have we been playing? 5 minutes or 4 hours?
No idea.
No, just a long time. Oh, well, that's the 3rd delivery, man. So it's been at least a couple hours.
Dude, the guy that we rented that house from was so pissed off at me.
Why?
Because of the state of the place.
all that food bags.
I was a kid. Good Magic the Gathering.
Oh, I love Magic the Gathering. I still play.
Really?
If you want to see your viewership plummet, stream it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me
Taylor-
at least, that's how it is.
Yeah, Taylor introduced me to Magic the Gathering a few years ago, and I honestly I really like it. It's a fun card game.
It's great.
It doesn't
Around
make any
forever.
sense to me.
It's got to do something, right?
Yeah.
Game's got to be like, what, 30 years old? 20-something years old? It's probably
Oh, at
older.
least. It's probably older than this. It's older than The Simpsons, I would bet. And The Simpsons is older
What
than I am.
what doesn't make sense to you, Woody?
Well, okay. I've invested minutes in trying to learn this game. And people like, okay, I'm going to tap the card. And I'm like, well, that doesn't really do anything. It's a card, right? Like it, and then they turn it, and then there's like mana. That's not a word I know. I don't know the whole thing. I
Yeah, you're tapping cards to indicate that you have used them.
Yeah, it's just to show that card is no longer usable for a function until the next turn.
but the card didn't change.
You literally tap it by turning it like
You just,
90
if it's
degrees.
turned
They should
this
really
way,
call it twisting the card.
twisting.
Yeah, that'd be cooler.
You can call it whatever you want.
I'm twisting my cards, boys. It's pretty straightforward when you sit down and actually play. I learned, and I was incredibly high, and I figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah. We were all stoned to shit, and we all got it done. So
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it. I don't know where my cards are, but I have far, far too many. My cards aren't as nice as yours, but they are much more plentiful. I have, I must have 4,000 cards somewhere.
Landmark, have you ever gone to like tournaments for it, or like little Friday Night Magics, or just friends
No,
playing?
it's just friends. I was never like
I
serious.
just saw the haircut my wife gave me. It's not
Rough.
good, chat.
Oh shit!
Turn around, turn around, turn
I
around,
had no idea.
turn around.
Oh no!
Dude, you look like
Come on, baby, you gotta blend that shit in.
Dude, that's like the back of Simple Jack's head.
I only saw it from the front. It seemed fine.
That's how I play Magic the Gathering. Like when Taylor and I started playing a little bit of Magic, and we were talking about designing decks, and he's like, "Oh, so you designed some decks?" I'm like, "Well, no, I just went and saw who won the World Championship last year, and then I bought that deck." and he's like, "Well, hey, that takes all the fun out of it." I'm like, winning is fun.
Makes it more fun.
Yeah,
It
winning
does.
is what's fun.
That's how I play poker. I just look at the hands that won and then I put them up my sleeve.
That's how you
Well, that's just cheating.
Hey,
mean,
winning is fun.
That's definitely the best way to just get a really good deck off the start is go to the GP or the Grand Tour, whatever it's called, I don't even know, and then just copy one of their deck lists. But even if you do that, because I've done that too, you'll like get the deck list and be like, all right, I got the whole thing. I got the keys to the kingdom. I'm going to pub stomp with this. And then you're like, how much to buy the whole thing? Okay, well, we can find some substitutions here because it's like $710. It's like, all right,
Taylor,
get rid of all the rare lands, get rid of all what?
I did not find any substitutions, and if I ever find the login for that account,
You don't know the login for your MTG Go account? You and Chiz were dropping hundreds of dollars in a Cold War at one
my
point.
red deck alone is like $500. I bought the red deck that won the championship. It's like I don't even remember the specifics, but it's like all these like little red devil cards that are like 3/1s, and it's a burn deck. It's the best burn deck money could buy that the rules would allow for.
Magic question. Will that deck get not as good? Like, does the meta change and suddenly...
It could change. Yeah, and then like the cards that you're allowed to play could even change. They could be like, we decided that this card is just too imbalanced. It won't be part of X kind of play or Y kind of play.
Yeah.
But if I could remember that fucking login,
It'd be mostly good.
Usually what it is that like if Kyle was playing against me, obviously we're not going to be staying to format restrictions. Like I would just grab a deck and he would grab a deck and we would just play. But like, yeah, they have to make all the sets rotate out because otherwise people would just build a handful of decks that work tremendously and will always work well and not spend anymore. And so like if you want to play standard, which is only the 3 most recent sets, you basically have to be spending hundreds of dollars every couple months to keep up. And then one set will go away and it's like, well, now this deck, well, shit, I just lost a bunch of the integral cards. Well, am I gonna invest more into this? You know what? We're moving to a new set. Got to invest in a whole new thing. And it's like, it's addictive. It gets you. You just want to keep building more and more decks and trying more and more strategies. And I've done this every time where like I would, this is like 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago was the last time I was hyper obsessed with Magic, and like I would be thinking about decks all day. I'd be like in a meeting at work. I'd be like in a meeting, like literally. I remember doing this. I remember sitting
this
like
meeting's Magic the Gathering Anonymous.
I remember like some client was talking about something, and I should have been paying attention, but I was sitting like and I was like writing out the deck list plans I was having, and I was like, Frenzy Devil by 4, no, by 3, no, you know what? I'll drop this and come up. Oh, interesting. That's okay. Like just doing that. And then like you pour all this time and effort and you like have the card up on your site and you're like, do I want to hit buy? Do I want to hit checkout? Is it exactly what I want? No. I need to do more research. Okay. It's a good thing I did that research because I can switch this out and that'll be even better. All right, checkout. And then you get it and you play like 5 games with it and you're like, man, this deck is so awesome. I got to build another one. Like the deck building is like just as much fun as playing, I think. Like
I was so obsessed with it. Like when I got back from that Colorado trip, I was going on eBay. Like I know you've got a lot of cards, and you've got a lot of high quality cards. Like every one of your cards, for the most part, either has some sort of like sentimental value or some intrinsic value. But what I did at first, not really knowing what I was doing, I went on eBay, and you can buy like someone's entire collection. Oh, no. Or you can buy like just loose cards, like junk cards. I have thousands and thousands of like I think I own literally about 8,000 cards.
PKA garage sale. I got toys.
I'm keeping my cards.
Got Magic cards. We got toys.
Yeah, you should keep
some product.
But you figured out after you bought it, and I think you've said this before, that like when someone wants to sell a Magic collection, they take it to a card shop and say, take everything out of this collection that you'll purchase. And then they put that remaining collection on eBay.
That's exactly what I bought. I bought remainders of collections on
That's
one.
a very bad thing.
Yeah. And if people.
Speaking of Patreon goals, we're going to do a Magic the Gathering tournament next Saturday. All right. So anybody who wants to jump into some Magic the Gathering tournament, $50 Discord, link down below. Make that happen. It's going to be a good time. And all you guys listening who are in the $50 Discord, show up Saturday. We're going to start doing I'll start taking entries tomorrow. I'm going to make a big bracket. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we've got way more people into Magic the Gathering on the Discord now that Kyle's jumped into it as well. And
I'm a bit of a tastemaker.
He's a bit of a tastemaker. For
That's true,
months,
actually.
I'm like, I'm playing Magic, and I get maybe 6-7 people. Kyle downloads the game. So dozens suddenly just hey, who wants to play? Taylor, will you teach me?
He does that. He's a taster. Hey boys, it's Rust month, and everyone's like, "Shit, how do I start?" I don't know. Dirty's investing 400 hours of the next 450 into learning the game, and he gets competent.
And
Is Dirty good at? Man, you muted, Kyle. Is Dirty good at Magic? I can't tell. I hear he's got the white deck, and that's why he wins, and he gets to 5. And I don't know.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah,
Magic's a bit like paper, rock, scissors at times. There are some complex decks, and at tournament play, you see these really complex decks that are able to face many different kinds of decks, and so they're not like a jack of all trades. Mm-hmm. And he sort of picked a jack of all trade. He sort of picked a deck that is not a jack of all trades. It's really good at like 2 things. It's making these big creatures and gaining a lot of life, but that's easily counterable. So is he good at it? He wins a lot because he's got a really strong deck that he downloaded off the internet, like we all do. Nothing wrong with that. But against like 2 of my decks, he beats me every time. Against 1 of my decks, he'll never win. So it's just like, it's a rock paper scissors kind of scenario.
Yeah, often it is. I'm having a blast with it. It's a couple people are very fucking good in the Discord who know fucking everything about the game.
We have a top 200 mythic player. So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, he's top 200 on the planet.
How many people play Magic? 3
millions?
It's the most popular card game on Earth by a lot.
Yeah,
Poker has to be more popular.
Well, the most popular
silly card game
for weird. The most popular card game for fucking weirdos.
Yeah, I don't know how many players there are, but there are. I'm so low ranked that I haven't even gotten to the point where they tell you what your actual rank is. I'm like a platinum 2 or something like that. I don't know. For him to be top 200 mythic is absurd. Like the content creators. Occasionally you'll have a content creator who's like top 10 mythic or something like the best players in the world who make content for this shit. They're like, yeah, I'm top 500 mythic. Let's go. And they're incredible players, but he's top 200.
What is the mythic? I understand top 200.
Okay. So it's like, I may get this wrong, but it's like bronze, silver, platinum, emerald, maybe diamond after that, and then mythic. So these are tiers. So he's top 200 in the highest of tiers.
Yeah. And so obviously to get from like emerald to mythic, it's a lot harder than to go from silver to gold.
Hard. I went from bronze to platinum in a day, and I've been stuck at platinum 2 or 3 for like several days. Like winning 5 or 6 in a row and then losing 5 and 6 in a row. Like you have to win like multiple games in each tier to progress to the next tier, and it's difficult.
Is it like Hearthstone?
Hearthstone is based on Magic. It's like it's a lot more complicated than Hearthstone. So it's just a lot more keywords, a lot more stuff to keep track of. And I played Hearthstone at one point. It was fun. It's just I didn't like how they removed, like, it just gives you resources on your own. You can't really impact it that much. And I didn't like that because like resource management and augmentation and ramping is a huge part of Magic. Like trying to go off early before your opponent can. I've been having a blast with it because I've been a Magic player. I've played it a ton for a long time. And so to have everybody into it and just popping into the Discord and having like 24 people who all want to play, it's awesome. And as always, when Kyle gets into something, he's getting very good very quickly. Thankfully, everybody's like playing meta decks for the most part in there, and so it's pretty easy. Like if I see the first card someone plays, I'm like, okay, I know what their strategy is going to be for the most part. Like I know exactly what turn they're going to. Oh, this guy's going to be like going for a turn 5 explosion. If I can weather that, I'll destroy him.
Oh, it's an ultimatum deck. All right, here we go.
And nobody but me is playing like green aggro, and so that's been working great.
It's real off meta. I don't see it a lot. I see a lot of. I won't get into like the nitty gritty, but yeah, we've been playing a bunch. So if you guys are listening and you're into Magic and clearly are a virgin, come play with us. We have a good fucking time. I'm streaming it in there like every fucking day for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it's fun.
We just hang out and play, and I'll play with you as much as you want because it's fun. It's fucking fun, and I don't know, it's a good time. We're gonna do that tournament over the weekend. Last night we had a ton of us in there. We were all watching the Logan Paul fight. Did you play Tarkov? Like right now, I'm playing poker with my friends, playing Magic the Gathering. Playing like a lot
real
of
Magic, like with cards.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering Arena.
Playing on Arena. We've been doing weekly tournaments in our Discord, and doing another one Saturday. By the way, everybody listening up. Also doing the Hangout. Any of you who didn't check your email, you got your links for the Hangouts coming up. And make sure you sign up ahead of time, get a good spot. And yeah, but we've been playing a ton of Magic the Gathering Arena. I've gotten pretty obsessed with it. YouTube knows I'm obsessed with it because they're recommending me videos from the biggest fucking nerds on the planet playing this game. This guy, what's his name? What's that YouTuber I watch?
The guy you said like he jokes about having a punchable face.
I joke about him having a punchable face. Covert Go Blue.
This whole time, I imagined him sitting there like, you know me, I have a punchable face. Like,
the dude knows he's got a punchable face. Like if this gets back to Covert Go Blue, if this gets back to him, man, I do like your content. You're one of the best in the business. But
it gets back to him,
but I would pay money to just punch you right in the fucking face because you got the most punchable face ever, and you're just real obnoxious looking guy. But I love your content. I watch it every day. Daily, I watch it. I copy your deck lists. I play them. I love them. Smart guy.
The sincerest form of flattery. You're copying his deck list.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
it's true.
It cancels out the face punching comments.
I would pay as much money as I've spent buying fucking Magic the Gathering cards just to sock you one good one.
Who is this?
Ryan the Kisser. His name's Covert Go Blue. I'll link him. It's
He's not going to give 2 fucks about you saying
no. He don't give a fuck.
Block him, but he'll be like, oh, he copies my deck list. Knew it.
Yeah, man.
He knows I'm better
because he's fucking smart.
This guy's punching back.
And his competition is like this guy who's like, I don't know, Icelandic or something, and his accent is obnoxious. Like I can listen to Covert Go Blue for hours at a time, and I do. One of his main competition is like this guy. Like, God, I can't stand his voice. Like I wouldn't care if his decks made you win every time. I can't listen to him for more than 3 seconds. It's just awful. But Covert Go Blue, you're a really good content, really smart guy. I enjoy it.
Is it hard to come up with your own decks?
Yeah. So there are depends what you want to do, and it depends what mechanic you want to exploit. And what I mean by that is like there's a card called Winota, right? And what it does is whenever you're attacking with a non-human creature, Winota allows you to draw, I believe it's the top 6 cards from your deck, look at them, and any cards that are amongst those 6 cards that are also non-human creatures, you get to play those instantly, and they begin attacking instantly. So that's the mechanic behind that. So the strategy is to get out 2, 3, 4, if you can, non-human creatures, then play Winota, and then attack, so that you trigger that multiple times. So you're able to go into your deck multiple times, draw 6 cards, pick out X amount of non-human creatures. They all go on the board, and it's like this knockout blow that you can deliver on turn 4. And there are many, many mechanics like that in Magic.
But pause there. That seems easy to figure out. Like, oh, here's one that makes non-human characters all attack if they're on the board. So I'll just pair it up with a bunch of non-human characters. You need... I've never played Magic, but it seems like I could have figured that one out.
So, and part of it is figuring out which ones to use, because there's a million useful non-human creatures that are useful tapped and attacking. But what they do is they are like, all right, well, a lot of these guys have to be cheap because we need to front load our position on the board so that it's not just Winota and then just... You don't want this Winota creature attacking alone, and then what if you don't draw 6? Now your opponent just goes...
Winota isn't triggered by herself.
Oh, it isn't? Well, then I'm thinking of I don't have one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's one of the most meta
the dueling
decks.
blade thing, the one that gives everybody attacking double strike.
Yeah, the dual blade binder or something like that. Like he gives
that
everyone
guy's really
double strike. He's in there at 4 mana. You want to draw him with your Winota trigger, but you use things like Sacrificial Savior or whatever, that little dog. Use things like Elite Spellbinder.
Sacrifice. That guy's annoying. But that's what it is, I guess, to say Woody is like. So like that Winota deck he's talking about, there's a couple key pieces that build out a skeleton, and then you can edit around it and figure out and optimize. So like I play I have like a dozen decks on there now. I went bananas with it.
Same.
But I have a mono green deck, and I love it because nobody in the Discord plays mono green because it's so out of meta. And like I tinkered with it and messed around with it, and I got it working really well. And so basically it's like you just pick a keyword or you pick a tactic, and then you find basically through the search on the engine everything in that color that has to do with that. And then this is the way I do it. And then I scroll through every card available. I'm like, oh, this is like a common that says every time this hits the battlefield or dies, I get to put a 1/1 creature token. Okay. All right, maybe I can do something where I manipulate that, where I can get a bunch of replays or return to my... Maybe I pair it with blue, and I return this to my hand and play it again, and I get some loop going to where I punish my opponent. And it's better if it's not fully meta, because like if it's fully meta, I'll know, like pretty quickly, like, oh, I know exactly what this person's going to do. Turn 4, they're going to try this. Turn 5, they're going to try this. If they throw you like a look, like if somebody's playing black-green fusion on there right now, you're like, okay, the fuck are you thinking? What are you doing? I don't know what to expect. Like
the one I described, Woody, you're right. It is very simple, and that's why I chose that one, because it's the simplest to describe. Some of the combos and some of the tactics and metas are so complicated that they require 80 or 100 card decks to do, and it would be difficult.
Non-players wouldn't even get it.
I can't explain it. Is the real problem, and even though I could, you wouldn't understand it. The reason I can't explain it is because I don't understand it. You know,
then there's also like there's ways to shut down meta. So like one of the last times I played Dirty, for example, he has this white life gain deck, and before we started playing that, he's still playing that. And
Dirty, get a new goddamn deck. You're a one-trick pony. At this point, you've been playing for months now. You have one trick more than me. What the fuck is wrong, Dirty? Get a new deck.
I would get bored of playing the same deck, but basically I know, because he always plays that, I went back and changed my mono red deck to put 4 creatures in whose game text is like, as long as this creature's on the field, opponents cannot gain life. And he doesn't have a way to get rid of that guy as quickly as he needs to, because that causes problems for him. And so like you can throw a wrench into people's plans a lot easier. So if you're totally mono focused on life gain and he wastes his removal on bullshit early in the game, and then I play someone that prevents him from gaining life, he may have 20 and I may have 6, but the table's turned. In one turn he'll have 6 and I'll have 6, and in one turn after that I'll have 1. Even if he eliminates that guy. And so like putting up hedges, putting up blocks, anticipating their move, it's so much fun. I fucking love Magic.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with Dirty in Colorado. It's gonna be fun.
Poker and Magic from that guy. Loves cards.
Poker and we got a poker table at the house. I got a poker table. I won't go into all the amenities. It's sick though. It has like all of the cool things.